Oh, this is exactly what I signed up for when I started this channel. It's new, it's awesome, and they're just great at it. Welcome back, you lovely group of people, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications because, well, it'll help me out a bunch if I'm honest, and it'll let you know when these go live, which is pretty darn handy. It's like a 2-for-1 special. Now, today is not a request. Today is something I stumbled across, heard 5 seconds of a clip, and I thought, stop. We got to do that as a reaction, unlike anything I've ever heard. So, quick YouTube search and found this song. It is a band called Shepherd's Rain and a song called Manu. Manu is like spirit, I believe. Hope I'm not making it up. I don't think I'm making it up. And they are from South Auckland and they play Polynesian metal. Never heard that before. And it's a band made up of 5 brothers, believe it or not. Now, I was lucky enough to play in a band with my brother, and I know how intense that can be during the songwriting process, but how amazing that is to share those big stage moments and tours and things like that. So it's awesome. So shout out my brother Jared, if you are watching. You should be watching because family, huh? But 5 brothers. I don't know a family with 5 brothers, let alone 5 brothers who can all play instruments. So that's pretty special. Shepherd's Rain, Manu. Let's just see what you got. Super amped. I feel like I'm at a rugby game again. Like Fiji and New Zealand with the Hackers, Samoa. Oh man. Hey. This is just too cool. Too cool. Something very cool there is guitar work. If you are playing something that is a power piece, so if it's not got lots of fiddly layers to it and lots of other lead piece underneath, it's got a top and a tail, it's got some lead work, but it's more just for the brutality. If you want to change that into another piece, it's good to break that up. And something they did really well there to not lose impact was they pulled back all the other instruments and they had kind of that weird fade in with the EQ changing to introduce the new melody, and then it went in, then the band came in, and that's just a nice way to not lose impact, particularly when you started so kind of blunt. It's like it's easy to lose that because now that effect is gone. So that was a really smart way of doing that again. Going back to the beginning because this is just fantastic. I'll point it out again when it comes. Even sounds like it's in a stadium. Some big boys though, huh? Intimidating dudes. This. Nice. Oh, this is exactly what I signed up for when I started this channel. It's new, it's awesome, and they're just great at it. I love that they are a band that kind of, it's quite obvious that they're bringing in a lot of heritage and culture. Sometimes you listen to bands and you go, oh, I didn't know they were from X country, or I didn't know English was not their first language. I love when they kind of bring this in, and the world is a fantastically big place and we just don't know enough about it. So I don't know what he's saying, but he's doing something very cool vocally. We spoke about the sound of the almost sounding like it's in a stadium. There, when you started out with the more singing pieces, it's definitely got layer into that vocals and spatial effects on. So when you say spatial effects, makes it sound like it's in a big room or open space, like a canyon or stadium. And those are like reverb and delay, those kind of things. So echoes. He definitely had, I'm pretty sure he had a layer into the vocals, which is how you can get some of the subtleties of a lower end with the power of when you're belting out kind of the notes, maybe a little bit further back from the mic. That's another way you can do that. And then he went into what sounded like he was spitting some bars there, man. Is he hitting us with some Samoan kind of metal hip hop? Very cool. Nice flow. yeah, there's vocal layers there for sure. They're going to something else now, so I want to rewind a little again. There where they pulled back on the guitars and everything, you can almost hear like, you call them rim shots, right? So when the drummer puts the stick sideways across his snare drum and he hits just the rim, the metal piece. I'm not saying that's how they did that, but that generates that kind of sound. You can also just do it using, you know, kind of like an offbeat syncopated roll on it. But while he was playing his beat, there's definitely that going on in the background, and that provides almost like this different atmosphere to what they're doing. And you wouldn't ordinarily hear that unless, one, they pushed it too loud in the mix, which causes a bit of trouble, and they haven't done that there. It sounds awesome. And they pull back on the instruments. Very, very cool. I'm not going to go back because they are bound to play more of that. I'm assuming that's the chorus. It was just awesome to have that kind of lead work. That's in your traditional metal choruses, and the fact that it's just changed the whole vibe of the song, which is sick. But when they came out of that, there was like what I sometimes call a residue or lead residue. So there was a lead piece that was going on in the chorus, which kind of provided the backbone to his vocals. And then when they came out of it into that more brutal piece again that they started with, he carried on with more like kind of fiddly lead work. And that just, you know, my take by now on the whole avoiding copy paste of verses and stuff like that. So it's just they're ticking a lot of boxes, and they are just a fire band. So like a weird guitar run out. They're letting a lot of kind of feedback ring there. Oh, I love it. Well, there you go. There's that rattling that we were speaking about earlier. They've got a lot of they do something very well when I said there was kind of guitar, I was trying to describe it earlier, where there's like, they're almost like letting the sound of the guitar, and I don't mean particular notes, but like the ends of distortion or like looping up the volume when it comes through with feedback and stuff. They do that very well, particularly in pieces like this where you've got that kind of distant vocal, because it's supposed to be more of like a spoken word, kind of almost like a poetry piece over that. But you've just got a solid backbone. Drummer's doing a real good job of kind of, the recording obviously is very good, but he's doing a really good job of supporting the brutality of it and making sure that all those accents are hit. So I'm going to go back again because that was very cool to have that distant vocal and to have those kind of, I don't quite know how to describe it. I'd have to listen through properly again. But there is kind of this guitar layer, which is the melody, and then there's another layer, which is just, it feels like it's just the guitar like rumbling a little bit, and there's not a real melody, so it's very cool, very interesting. Okay. They went into I'm just gonna go back so the chorus starts again properly, but they had that extended kind of bridge that's essentially a bridge, but then they added a solo part to it. There was a lot going on in there. I like when people extend a bridge and they don't just use it as a place. Bridges are like palette cleansers. Think about them like that. They're supposed to wipe the melody kind of from your mind, so you focus on just this new piece, and then when they bring it in again, it's like, oh, it feels fresh. It's like a layer of freshness to it. Yeah, cool. Drummer's doing work. Video is fire too. It's a nice message at the end, but that was very, very cool. Loved that, man. And they got a few more. I can see there on the right, obviously whoever's doing the YouTube doing it right. That was fantastic. That was just awesome, and super glad I found them. And honestly, this ticks every single box for me, and I hope if there's anything else like this, I don't care where they're from, I don't care what the theme of the music is, I don't care what the genre is, please send it my way. Put a link in the comment section, and I'll go through and have a look at as many as I can. But I hope you enjoyed that. I absolutely loved that. That was like a breath of fresh air for me, in a genre that I'm getting to love more and more and more. So very, very cool. It makes me kind of want to do some maybe look at some metal bands from South Africa, back where I grew up, and just see what's happening in that scene. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll dig out some stuff and speak to some contacts back there and see what's going on. So loved that. That was super cool. Shepherd's Rain, instant playlist hit, instant, and there will be more. There will be more of them. So thank you for joining me for another video. Appreciate you spending the time as always. You are just lovely. And until the next one, please be safe, be extra nice to each other, and have a good day.